Hello everybody and welcome back to another JD Duel replay. And today we are shifting from the Millennium era into the Ryzeal era. So our last replay was July 13th. This one is August 31st, so less than a month ago. And after Maliss and Ryzeal came out, I spent a bunch of time grinding to put together these decks, and I finally got them into playable shape. And we're going to be starting with a bunch of Ryzeal replays because I like that this deck is pretty free flow and pretty easy to just get into. It's certainly less complicated than Maliss, although that's not really, that's not really a controversial statement. Maliss is one of the more complex game plans that exists out there. But with Ryzeal, you can make a lot of rank 4s and win. I do think that the sequencing that is required by this deck is definitely underrated by people. There are a lot of ways that you can fuck yourself up going first or going second just based on what hand traps the opponent might have, and you have to be really cognizant of what you're playing into. Baguska Detonator is very easy to make, and so if that's what you're going for, then it's pretty easy. But if you have other game plans, you're trying to do other things, or you're trying to go into established boards, there can be a lot of obstacles to navigate, and this one shows off how to successfully navigate some of those. So this is going to be Ryzeal versus Maliss. Let's get into it. So as I mentioned in the very last video, actually, it's good for a deck to be great at going first, and a lot of decks are. But what does it do going second? And here we are going second against Maliss. So that is already a pretty uphill challenge, given how good this deck is at going first. They're going to go ahead and normal summon Dormouse and just do... They're just like pretty much the bog standard Maliss combo from here. So they're going to bring out March Hare. Now they've got 3, and they're going to bring out Red Ransom, summon back Link Decoder. And this is a interesting little choke point that I want to talk about because... Ooh, yeah. From here, you have something really interesting you can do with Droll and Lockbird. Now, people don't think of Droll as being a card that's really good against Maliss, but considering that they are going to draw 3 off of Chessy Cat and White Binder, a Droll is a 1 for 3. So even if it shows up in your opening hand, it's certainly not the end of the world. Obviously, it just kills Ryzeal, so if you get it against Ryzeal, then awesome. But you do have a window that most players don't play around right here, because they are about to summon Appaloosa, because that is the step in this combo where you summon Appo. However, they have just added a card to their hand. The Red Ransom into Link Decoder combo is made to prevent your opponent from preventing you from adding Maliss and Underground to your hand. But if you don't care about them doing that, you can draw a Lockbird, and now they're locked out of the next 3 draws. So that's, there we go. We got in. If you see your opponent doing that, they are usually going to be trying to summon Appo off of that step, because it's also the Nibiru protection. That's more what they're worried about. So we managed to get in there. I feel pretty cool about that. Yippee! I'm feeling great. They've got Code of Souls, so they can link someone on my turn, so that's really annoying. But from here, they're going to go into the Splash Mage part of the combo. So now they're Cyberse locked, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot, because they are just going to go ahead and... No, they're going to banish my Droll for no reason. And, they're just going to keep doing Maliss shenanigans. Bring back the White Binder, set at 06. And they're going to end here with Terahertz. They're going to send Cyberse to save Worm, so... Alright, let's grab our draw, and that is super fucking annoying, because that would have been fantastic last turn. But it's okay. We'll get through this. So, what do they have on their board? They have a GWC 06 set, they have 1 unknown set, and they have Terahertz. Terahertz has sent the Cyberse to save Worm, so that's a spell Trap Negate. During this turn, it's going to send Pack Bit, which is going to be a monster non-targeting, non-destructive removal. Plus, we've got the 2 monster negates from Appo. They're going to have a bunch of stuff that they can do with their back row to continue playing with their Maliss cards. So, let's think about how we want to approach this. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to send Meteorological Aggregator with Ext. So it's honestly awesome that we were able to draw this in our opening hand. They're going to negate that, and they're going to negate Ext with Maliss in the Mirror. So that is 2 of their negates out, which is, frankly, really annoying. And they sent Chessy Cat, so they're just going to be able to start pumping bodies out onto the field. Well, they're going to bring that Chessy Cat. And here's the GWC 06. So they don't have a banish on my Ryzeal, which in fairness might be a little overkill to spend 3 negates. Well, 2 negates and a removal on 1 card. But unfortunately, because they can get White Binder back, they can also get Red Ransom back, which lets them do, you know, a bunch of stuff. There's White Rabbit. White Rabbit is going to set, I believe, 07. Let's see what they do. Yes, MTP 07. Okay, so now they have an extra banish. They're going to have a monster pushback, they're going to have a negate, and they're going to have a banish. You know, and they get the underground for next turn. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon Sword. And that is because, yeah, they're going to just negate that. Anyways. From here, though, we can go into Exciton Knight, and this is this is my sneaky little play that I'm going to do here. So they're going to MTP 07 to try to get rid of my Exciton Knight. They're going to send White Binder, which has not already been banished, so that's going to come back on the field after this. But Exciton is not a once per turn. It's also not a once per chain. Well, actually, no, it is a once per... Never mind. It is a once per chain. So we're going to set Sword Ryzeal. Send Sword Ryzeal, and we're going to blow up their entire board. Now MTP 07 adds, and they don't have a link monster on field, so they can't actually get the banish. Oh yeah, this comes back. And once this comes back, I can just send it back off. We're going to triple Tactics Talent, and this is so clutch. This triple Tactics Talent here. We do anything from here without without triple tacking first, and they draw Unlock Bird and they win. These other 3 cards, they do have March Hare, which can be used for some additional plays, but I believe both of their big boss monsters have been banished already, so that actually just gives them fodder. Now, I will say that Maliss can be really, really annoying, and even if you just use March Hare to send another body, I believe Dormouse could have been out there and put out 2 bodies on field. That could have kept them alive long enough. Whether they'd have enough life points afterwards is a little bit of an open question, but from here, I have 2 more bodies. I can go into Duo Drive, I can go into Duo Drive, grab Cross, grab something else to make Detonator, and then, you know, they're crying. So, yeah, there you go. That's Detonator through Maliss. So let's go ahead and take a look at our deck. All right, and I don't know. This is pretty standard, save for one specific thing. We've got 2 Duel and 3 Lancea because Maliss and Ryzeal format. Our classic 2 Maxi, 3 Ash Blossoms, 2 Called by, 1 Designator. And we do have a Foolos. I only had the 1, so. And then as for everything else, you're going to max out on Ext, Ice, and Sword. And these 3 are basically just basically special summon them to get more names. Star Ryzeal and Node Ryzeal are extenders that you can draw or summon from deck. And yeah, 2 triple tacks, 7th Ascension, and 7 Tachyons. That's why you have Battle Boxer and Masquerade here. I did end up cutting the Battling Boxer because you generally don't need it. Masquerade searches, I believe, Ext and Ice, which is enough. Ice actually gives you a search effect on normal summon. Ext is just really good to have, so there's very few situations, and they can get Sword anyways, so you kind of usually just don't ever need Battle and Boxer. I do have Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal, and this is my own little twist on the deck. If you have 2 4s, you can summon Galaxy Photon Dragon, which allows you to search Tachyon Primal from deck, which also allows you to search Tachyon Transmigration. And this gives you a full chain negation on your next turn, which I like because I feel like it's a little bit more interactive. It's a little bit more tricky than just Baguska Pass. So I like to, because Ryzeal can get you easily Duo Drive and Detonator, but then also like another rank 4, or really depending on how far your opponent lets you go, you can maybe even get like a second rank 4. So theoretically, you could end up with an Endboard of Photon Dragon, Star Liege, and then Duo Drive and Detonator, plus some back row, which is just really, really annoying to get through. Yeah, I like this. This is someone did this against me. Actually, they didn't even do it against me. I just saw it in their deck list, and I was like, ooh, I want to take that. Other than that, yeah, 7th Ascension and the 7th Tachyons for searching. The one weakness of Ryzeal is that there just aren't a lot of your starters. You've got 8 of them, which is you'd like more. You'd like more, which is why having like an extra Fulos or 2 is probably better. Which is why we have Pot of Desires. Although Pot of Desires is not great in this deck. You'd probably rather just have a Fulos, and then yeah, just some other stuff. Other than that, the extra deck is pretty standard. 2 Duo Drives, 2 Detonators, Aggregator Descend, full armored Utopic Ray Lancer for the easy OTKs, Flame Banshee, Dugares, Baguska, Tornado Dragon, Exciton Knight. So just rank 4 stuff. So. And just taking a quick peek at our opponent's deck. They are also playing a pretty standard Maliss package. They've got the Terahertz Pack Bits Deceive Worm package, Drolls to counter Ryzeal, a Lancea to counter Maliss, and then yeah, I mean this is just a good solid duel with 2 very standard decks running against each other. So if you do find yourself in this situation, hopefully this helps you figure out what to do in a board state like that, or you're probably just better at it than me. I'm definitely not the best pilot of either of these decks, but they are fun, they are pretty powerful, and you can do a lot with them. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the uncommentated, just unedited replay of the duel so you can see it in super slow motion without me yapping. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.